Hey,
One of the baddest dancehall rhythms. They don't real McCoy. They're just some baby boy. I gotta tell you, oh my God. And then the Alain on this, I thought that was so brilliant. Big ups to Daseka.
This rhythm was
anger management.
Well, you did end up having an anger management band as a result of it because like, they had to play for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Big ups to Craig and David.
And the whole band.
Yeah, Daseka.
Anger management rhythm was just...
was just wicked.
When we shoot with a miss like John Starks.
I gotta tell you, I will do anything. Because Alain, girl, you ate the rhythm. You ate. Left no crumbs, okay? I love it.
But you know, there's a lot of people who have no idea what we're talking about. They're not, they weren't of age. They weren't even born at the time. It was a taller time.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back with us, whether you were around in that time, whether you even know what we're talking about. Well, the NSSC, the National Secondary Student Council, is celebrating their Students' Council Week 2025 under the theme Activate to Elevate, fueling tomorrow's trailblazers. Their week-long celebration from February 23 to March 2 this year is designed to spotlight the transformative role of student councils in shaping leadership and advancing a student-centered approach to education. So joining us this morning to share more about the upcoming week, we have the national president of the NSSC. Her name is Laurel Williams of Glenmere High fame.
Good morning, Laurel.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Flagrance Veritatis Studio, burning with the zeal for truth.
Love that.
Yes.
Were you a student councilor?
I was actually a student council president at Merle Grove High School.
Wow.
Yeah, as a president of Merle Grove High School.
I was never involved in the student council.
Yeah.
You were a prefect?
I was a prefect.
You're a prefect.
Yeah, I'm normally, you know, when it comes to advocating for students, it's funny. I've always found myself in a position of advocacy, representing the disenfranchised or the voiceless, and what it is that others would be afraid to say. I would say, of course, in a capsule of decency and with tact. You know, my mother come top and I'm head side. You understand? So you have to respect the teachers and be respectful to adults. But you know, you could speak up for yourself and advocate for yourself. Yeah?
One of the things that I loved about the student council, and I assume it's still that way, that the student council president or rep was on the school board.
Yes, yes, they are.
Because that is how important the student council is. Well, tell us about the role of the modern student councillor.
Well, I'd say it's still the same in that Student Council is the only youth-led organization that is mandated by legislation, and that is in the Education Act of 1980. So as you said, a representative from the Student Council must sit on the board, and that is still very relevant in that they play a very transformative role. The mere fact that they are mandated by legislation really goes to prove that a school just cannot be run without a student council. And I believe it's so important that student councillors equally understand that great role that they play, and they take it very seriously.
Absolutely.
Their advocacy efforts, you know, understanding that what they're doing is for the students, and of course in their advocacy maintaining a level of respect and ensuring that in the message that they're trying to portray, they're doing it respectfully, because we want our advocacy to be effective.
Yes.
We don't just want to be a voice that contributes to the noise. We want to be a voice that actually contributes to change and makes a difference. And so it's definitely still so important.
So this year is a big year for you guys.
Yes, it is.
Activate to Elevate. Why that theme, and what does that encompass?
All right, so Activate to Elevate, Fueling Tomorrow's Trailblazers is really NSSC's theme for the year, particularly. But for the week, our theme is Out of Many, One Council, No Region Left Behind. So the ethos of Activate to Elevate was mainly focused on the fact that there are a lot of dormant councils within Jamaica. Right. There are councils, there are student councillors that don't really understand their roles, rights, and responsibilities. And so we have been tasked as an executive to activate those councils, to empower them, to breathe life into them, empower them as it relates to their roles, rights, responsibilities, because the real way to empower is also to educate, and that is one of our main goals. When it comes on to Out of Many, One Council, which is our week for this, which is our theme for this week rather, it's mainly focused on the fact that a lot of the times schools in rural areas, their voices are not heard as much, and their needs are not as addressed because they're not given as much a platform as those in urban areas. And so I'm from Clarendon, so I understand perfectly how at times our voices, we're not given the same opportunities and we're often lost among the noise. So the goal is all of our national events are placed in different regions. So yesterday we had a church service, have to begin everything with the Lord.
Amen.
Yes, that was in St. Anne, that's region 3. Conferences will be held in Kingston in Region 1, and we are hoping that our national service project would be held in Region 5, which is Manchester and St. Elizabeth.
Okay, very well. And what project is that?
All right, so our goal is to build two ramps in at the Mustard Seed Community Gift of Hope Children's Home. There are children that are disabled and need to use a wheelchair. However, they are in need of ramps. However, we are still seeking sponsorship for it, and so if there are any corporate sponsors listening, we would greatly appreciate any sponsorship that we could receive for that project.
Very well. And who would they contact? You?
Yes, they can contact me at 876-589-8314, or you can email the NSSC account at nsscja@gmail.com.
Anybody from overseas watching, you know what I mean, and you want to help Laurel and the Students' Council,
That's right.
Student Council body, anybody who is watching, remember every mickle make a muckle, one poke a full basket, right? So the students are in need, and here are our youngsters trying to make a difference and be the change that they want to see.
Laurel, do you feel like the adults listen? I mean, they hear, but do you feel that they're listening effectively?
My interpretation of listening effectively is that it must be accompanied by action. That's what I define as being listened to effectively. And I think in most spaces, no. I think sometimes it's a bit performative in that, okay, we have youth engagement and we have student leaders coming to speak on the issue. But I don't think oftentimes it's really backed up by real action. It's just kind of, all right, you know, tokenism, right? And it's very performative. And as student leaders, our goal is not just, again, as I said, to be a voice among the noise. We want it to be that we're not just engaged at the beginning of the process. We want to be engaged throughout the process and being able to see our suggestions actioned and implemented in policy. That's our main goal as student leaders.
Well, I hope that it will be achieved, and I hope the adults are listening and not just hearing, because the voice of our young people, they matter. After all, they are the future of tomorrow. But Laurel, I like how your team.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Prefect, president, what's the other one?
This is for NSSC. This is a youth parliamentarian badge.
Key Club.
Yes.
Jamaica.
Key Club, UN. I got this from the Consul General of Jamaica.
Nice.
And then this is the honor roll.
Oh, honor. I got it. What do you want to be when you leave Glenmuir?
Just like you, a lawyer.
Okay, that's right, girl. Also in the making.
Right.
Yes, very well. Well, you can be what you want to be because with confidence, you have it. And I know that you're going to be working hard. And so I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much.
When you shall cross the Rubicon. Very well, ma'am. Our wonderful guest.
Our mother money now. Wait,
it's not right. What do you mean? When you tell your pretty girl school, you know, and your child good, you know, after the sacrifice, so you make and attack. So as a mother, just a flicking here. Me, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take off my wig and wheel it. I'm going to wheel it up in there. But Laurel Williams is making her school family proud, her home family and her community proud. And she is also making the National Student Council body very proud. She is the national president of the National Secondary Schools, Secondary Students Council. And we hit the home stretch right after the break. And so don't move on. And by the way, let me send love to all the parents out there who are ill this morning. I don't know.
Fighting the sniffles, fighting the cough.
Yeah, every baby have flu, Dennis. I don't know, the sniffles and the cold runny nose and the can't breathe and all that. My heart goes out to all of them. We're in it together, guys.
We're in it.
We're in it together. We're sniffling together, sniffling through. But we'll be right back. It's still sunrise right here on CVM.
Woman no want no bait. Them not gonna feel violent if you accelerate. One of the heads high, kill them with the no. Just make a boy know you're not blow. Heads high, kill them with the no. No boy ain't got no secret for your action. So we don't be needed them go go. Silent swing, DJ stuck up in the. It's all about Romy and the